Right. Changing gears here, man. Going from the NCAA, going to the pros, to the NFL, and finally, that could be the name of this. Is finally, uh, two deals got done. Receivers that have been lurking out there. One is Brandon Ayuk, got a 4-year deal, looking at 120 mil. Uh, from the Niners, they've been in talks all summer, actually longer than that, but they finally did get that deal done. I think they needed to get it done. Debo is uh, the type of player he is, even though yes, wide receiver. I mean, he's what I remember my time wingback with a wingback. So to me, like between a receiver and a running back, and he's very physical anyway. So he's taking that beating. So he's injured more, if you notice, um, because of how he plays. But Brandon Ayuk obviously is there to relieve a lot of that slack. And a matter of fact, Brandon Ayuk was the top receiver, yards wise anyway, the receptions as well for the Niners. So Brock Purdy actually going into his second full year, the year after they just lost in the Super Bowl, I think that needed to be done. I don't know what the hesitation was at all from the Niners. They do got another one, of course, another big deal that needs to get done, and that is on Trent Williams. Uh, and we'll see. We'll see what they do. I feel like they got the means to get it done. They just, I don't know. I don't know why these teams are dragging their feet like this. Like, of course, this one, the Cowgirls. You finally signed CD Lamb. Like, you know you was gonna do it. My boy Big Joe was on here talking about it last time we were on. And you had to get CD done, man. He's now the second highest paid receiver. He's looking at a 4-year, $136 million deal there, man. So good thing they locked him up. That is their number one. He proved he's a number one. Second in receiving yards. I believe second in receptions as well. Um, he proved it. He needed it. So now you got Dak, which how important is Dak's deal? That's the question I've been asking all summer. How important is that deal? And for those people that act like it's not really a big deal, it's like, okay, you're thinking of it in terms of, well, okay, well, Dak didn't do A, B, and C, so yeah, we'll just let him go. But who you gonna replace him with? That's second biggest question. If you cut him or you let him go or you let the contract expire, who are you gonna replace Dak with? So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, your running game ain't gonna be so, and I feel like Dak needs a decent running game. Yeah, he's gonna do what he does during the regular season, but playoffs. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm glad those boys got their money though. IU, like I said, 4 years, 120 mil. Uh, 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 CD with the 4-year, 136 mil. So definitely, definitely nice. I'm wondering about the Bengals. The, the, the Bengals is a little bit different though. All right, they're a little bit different because one thing I noticed, one thing I heard as well, CD was on the last year of his contract. Ayuk was on the last year of his contract. Uh, uh, Jamar, now Jamar still got 2 years left, but he's at practice but not practicing, looking for that deal. So I understand it, but I'll tell you what, that Jamar Chase, I will get him done. Let's go ahead and lock him up. Let's go ahead and lock him up. You see what he did still without Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow went down week 8 last year. My man still put up the 4 digits. He's the true Jamar. I know you can argue. Jamar is my favorite. Jamar is my favorite receiver. Jamar, yeah, he definitely is my favorite receiver because he's got the speed, he's got the power. He's gonna get you that guy. That's my favorite receiver out there, man. For real. Uh, some notable star season is right around the corner. We start the year off with a great game, right? Ravens Chiefs. That's gonna be something to behold. Uh, I look at it and say, how big of a deal is it? In that moment, especially, it's going to be a big deal. But the playoffs, you know what? It is a big deal already. Because this early, no, I can't say that either. I can't say that either. Because the AFC North, Ravens still have the harder division. They have the harder division, and they get split. The Chiefs, I understand that some unorthodox things happened last year, like the Broncos beating them, and I think that was like the first time in like 8 games that they had even uh, got a win against them. I don't think that's going to happen this year. Uh, I'm comparing the divisions. What I'm doing, y'all, I'm just dissecting this because I was thinking, all right, maybe that's the difference between 1 and 2. Home field advantage, obviously, all the way throughout. But possibly not, though, because the Ravens, they're going to be fighting. I'm curious to see what they look like. They did lose their defensive coordinator. Mike McDonald's now the head coach over with the Seahawks. But we already know the Ravens always have a stout defense. Always have a stout defense. But that, like I said, that's going to be a good game. One Thursday, NBC. Ravens at the Chiefs. But I would have to, man. Pat Mahomes is entering that Brady territory, man. I can't stand Brady. I couldn't stand him when he was playing. I couldn't stand Brady when he was playing. I dang respected him though, for sure. But Patrick is getting into that territory, if not already there, man. Where it's like, man, I can't bet against him, no matter what game it is. I can't. I know they got Derrick Henry there. That's Chiefs. That's Chiefs territory right there. That's my first prediction. I got some more predictions next week.